Welcome back to Science in Sleeping. I'm so glad you've decided to join me tonight. Whether you've had a long, busy day or your mind is just restless tonight, we're drifting together into a world where science, nature, and the gentle rhythm of life intertwine. A world where endings make space for beginnings, and where the quiet mysteries of extinction quietly create new life. I hope this session helps you drift off gently into sleep. But if you find your mind still wandering, that's perfectly fine. There's no pressure here, no rush, no expectation to remember a single word when morning comes. This is your time, your moment. A soft pause in the constant hum of the world before we dive fully in. I'd love to know where you're watching from, what time it is in your corner of the world. It's amazing to think how we can connect through this quiet, shared moment, even though miles and hours separate us. Tonight, we're all part of a gentle, global experiment in rest, in curiosity, in wonder. So, find your most comfortable spot, whether you're lying down in bed, resting on a couch, or curled in a blanket. Allow your body to feel supported. Your shoulders can relax, your hands can rest, and your eyes can begin to grow heavy. You don't need to focus, you don't need to analyze, and you certainly don't need to remember anything. Just let your mind follow along, or not, as you like. Tonight, we'll explore how extinction, the quiet endings in nature, in species, in ecosystems, is not simply loss. It is the calm, steady force that makes life possible, that allows renewal, adaptation, and growth. We'll meander slowly through the rhythms of life, the ebb and flow of species, of planets, of stars, all in soft, gentle words. With no rush, no urgency, only the soothing cadence of thought and narration. As we begin, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, letting your chest rise gently, and out through your mouth, releasing any tension. Another breath, slow and deliberate, feeling your body sink further into the mattress or pillow. Your mind starting to soften. You are safe, you are here. And for the next few hours, the world outside can pause. Now settle in completely. Allow your eyes to close if they haven't already. Let the soft darkness behind your eyelids expand gently. We'll begin our journey through the calm science of sleep, through the quiet poetry of extinction and renewal. And perhaps, if your mind allows, you'll drift into a deep, restorative sleep while learning about the very cycles that shape life itself. So, take one last slow breath, feel your body sinking deeper, your mind floating lighter, and let's begin. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to witness the silent rhythm of the universe? The quiet moments when life changes in ways so subtle, yet so profound, that they shape the very possibility of existence. Imagine standing at the edge of time, where one world quietly ends and another begins, and noticing that each ending is not something to fear, but a gentle invitation to new beginnings. Picture yourself standing in a vast, starlit forest. The soft rustle of leaves whispering secrets older than memory above. Constellations stretch like silver threads across the deep night, and somewhere far away a star reaches the end of its life, sending ripples of light across space. This is the same rhythm that guides life on Earth. The cycles of birth, growth, extinction, and renewal that have shaped every living thing you see and many you will never see. The quiet elegance of these processes can be surprisingly soothing, like the ocean's pulse or your own slow, steady breathing. In the natural world, extinction is rarely sudden, rarely violent in the way our minds imagine. It is a gradual, almost imperceptible process, where one species slowly fades while others rise to fill the spaces left behind. Did you know that the dinosaurs, magnificent and dominant for millions of years, ultimately created opportunities for mammals, including humans, to flourish? Each extinction event, whether caused by shifting climates, asteroid impacts, or gradual ecological changes, clears the stage for new forms of life. It's as though nature itself whispers, it is okay to let go, for something new will always arrive. Consider coral reefs, which experience cycles of die-off and regrowth, or forests after a wildfire, where the ash nourishes new seedlings. Each loss carries the seeds of renewal, and the earth has evolved countless strategies to balance loss with creation. This pattern mirrors our own lives more closely than we often realize. Our thoughts, relationships, and experiences continually evolve, fade, and transform, allowing space for growth. For example, when a habit fades, a new skill or perspective can emerge. When old ways of thinking quietly dissolve, they make room for creativity and insight. Even our sleep follows this rhythm. Neurons weaken and renew, memories are pruned and strengthened, and our dreams can process endings, beginnings, and transitions without our conscious effort. Extinction, then, is not merely an end, but a profound, quiet act of creation, teaching us patience and the beauty of cycles. Imagine this truth as a gentle breeze brushing your face, a soft reminder that the universe is always moving, always shifting, yet never chaotic. Each star that dies scatters matter for new worlds. Each fallen leaf enriches the soil for future growth. Life is a delicate mosaic, constantly rearranging itself. And even in moments that feel empty or quiet, there is potential, there is awe, there is comfort, and there is a deep, unspoken connection to everything that has ever existed. Every extinction carries a hidden promise, and every quiet night, like this one, offers the same kind of gentle reassurance. As you let this thought settle like soft starlight across your mind, breathe slowly and notice the rhythm within yourself. The same cycles guiding stars, forests, and oceans also move through you. And as your body sinks deeper into comfort, we will drift toward the next chapter of this calm exploration, moving gently from endings to beginnings, from extinction to the spark of new life, allowing curiosity and peace to carry you onward. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to witness the slow disappearance of something magnificent, not with noise or drama, but with a quiet inevitability? Imagine a world where creatures that once dominated entire continents slowly vanish, leaving only whispers of their presence in fossils and memory. There is a strange comfort in knowing that even the most powerful forms of life must eventually step aside, creating room for new possibilities. And tonight, we will explore how these quiet endings are not just loss, but a secret kind of creation. Picture yourself walking through an ancient forest just as twilight falls. The sky is a deep indigo, and the first stars flicker gently. As your feet press against the soft earth, you notice shapes moving in the shadows, creatures that have thrived here for centuries, yet you sense that their time, like everything, is finite. Somewhere above, constellations wheel slowly across the night sky, and somewhere below, tiny organisms work silently in the soil, breaking down fallen leaves, recycling nutrients, sustaining life in ways invisible but essential. This moment, suspended between light and dark, growth and decay, mirrors the vast cycles of extinction and renewal that have shaped every ecosystem for eons. The suspense is not in danger, but in wonder, the anticipation of what will rise from what falls. Extinction, at its core, is a story of transformation, often invisible to us until we see its consequences. Consider the asteroid that ended the reign of the dinosaurs. A single, unimaginable impact reshaped the entire planet. Yet it also cleared the path for mammals to expand, diversify, and eventually give rise to humans. Did you know that many modern flowering plants, and even the insects that pollinate them, only flourished after that event? Each extinction event, whether caused by environmental shifts, volcanic eruptions, or gradual climate change, opens new niches in the intricate web of life, allowing evolution to experiment in ways that would otherwise be impossible. It's as though nature has an endless patience, waiting silently for new possibilities to emerge. On a smaller scale, extinction is happening all around us. In subtle, almost imperceptible ways, a pond dries up and a species of frog disappears, leaving room for others to colonize. A grove of trees falls to a storm, and suddenly the sunlight reaches the forest floor, inviting new seedlings to sprout, even in the microscopic world. Bacteria and viruses evolve, fade, and make room for new forms. Life is in constant motion, and extinction is not a villain, but a quiet architect, designing the future in ways that are both mysterious and necessary. Now imagine the suspense of watching this unfold in real, not as an observer, but as part of the cycle itself. Your own body is a world of micro-extinctions and renewals. Neurons that once formed specific connections fade as you sleep, while new connections strengthen. Memories are pruned, and your mind reorganizes itself for clarity, creativity, and survival. Sleep itself is a form of temporary extinction. The conscious mind dissolves, only to awaken refreshed and renewed. Your dreams might even replay these cycles, sometimes as endings, sometimes as beginnings. Each fragment of imagery hinting at impermanence and transformation. There is a poetic rhythm to this process, one that nature whispers through every leaf, every falling star, every breath. The world is full of endings that make room for beginnings, and in each of these endings is an unseen suspense, a silent promise that life will continue in new and unexpected forms. As you let these ideas wash over you, feel the calm curiosity they inspire. Imagine the slow dance of extinction and creation unfolding around you, around the forest, the oceans, the cosmos itself. Each cycle is quiet, deliberate, and awe-inspiring. And as you surrender to this thought, your own mind and body begin to follow the same rhythm. Breathe slowly, letting the weight of these reflections sink in. Notice how suspense and wonder, when paired with calm observation, can be more soothing than fear. Let your thoughts drift like the constellations above the ancient forest, drifting from extinction to creation, from mystery to comfort. And now, as your body relaxes even further, we will slowly move from these cycles of life and death to explore how extinction in one domain can spark incredible innovation in another, allowing us to see the quiet genius of nature's design. Your journey continues, gentle, deep, and unhurried, carrying you softly toward new revelations, toward sleep, and toward the calm understanding that every ending carries within it the seeds of infinite possibility. Have you ever wondered how life finds a way to emerge from silence, from emptiness, from the quiet places where it seems nothing could survive? Imagine standing at the edge of a barren landscape, the soil cracked and dry, the air heavy with stillness. And yet, beneath that stillness, an unseen orchestra of possibility begins to stir. Every extinction, every disappearance in the natural world carries within it a hidden spark, a slow-burning potential that waits patiently for the right moment to awaken. Tonight, we will explore these hidden awakenings, these subtle miracles that transform what seems like an ending into the beginning of something entirely new. Picture yourself walking along a coastline at night, the tide rolling gently against smooth stones, the moon casting a silver path across the water. You notice shapes moving beneath the surface, tiny crabs, schools of fish, glimmering shells, all quietly thriving in the spaces left behind by storms and tides. The ocean, like the universe, operates on a rhythm of loss and renewal, sometimes dramatic, sometimes imperceptibly slow, but always present. The suspense comes not from danger, but from anticipation, from knowing that life will find a way, even when it seems impossible. Consider the story of the Earth itself, which has endured at least 5 mass extinctions, each reshaping the world in profound ways. The Permian extinction, often called the Great Dying, wiped out over 90% of species, leaving the planet silent and desolate in many regions. Yet, within this devastation, life adapted, mutated, and flourished in new forms. The ancestors of mammals, plants, and insects that dominate our world today thrived in the ecological niches left empty by creatures that could not survive the upheaval. Did you know that after these mass extinctions, evolutionary innovation accelerates, producing forms of life that are often more diverse and specialized than before? Extinction is, in a sense, nature's way of rewriting the rules, introducing suspense and unpredictability into the story of life. Even smaller-scale extinctions have profound consequences. Imagine a forest where a single tree species succumbs to disease. Suddenly, the canopy opens, sunlight reaches the forest floor, and a different set of plants begins to flourish. Insects that relied on the old tree move elsewhere or adapt. Birds find new nesting sites, and the soil chemistry slowly shifts, preparing the environment for yet another cycle of life. This gentle, invisible choreography is happening all around us, in forests, rivers, oceans, and even within our own bodies. Every loss creates opportunity, and every opportunity carries a quiet suspense, awaiting a question. What will rise next? Now consider the microscopic world, which mirrors these cycles on an almost unimaginable scale. Bacteria, viruses, and single-celled organisms compete, vanish, and evolve, constantly reshaping ecosystems and influencing every form of life above them. Without this invisible turnover, life as we know it could not exist. These tiny extinctions and rebirths form the foundation for stability and diversity. Unseen but essential, the universe, in this way, is less like a clock and more like a patient artist, slowly removing and reshaping every element to reveal the next stage of its masterpiece. The suspense is hypnotic, a slow tension that draws you deeper into understanding, deeper into sleep. Even human life follows this pattern, albeit in subtler ways. Our thoughts, habits, and experiences constantly fade, giving rise to new insights. Our memories prune themselves during sleep, discarding some details while strengthening others, much like the ecosystems we've explored. Dreams often mimic this process, replaying endings and beginnings, weaving together fragments of reality and imagination into something that feels new. The act of sleeping itself is a form of controlled extinction, a surrender to a rhythm far larger than ourselves, where the conscious mind quietly dissolves, only to emerge refreshed and renewed. This connection between life, extinction, and sleep is profound, offering both comfort and wonder. Imagine a world in which every extinction, every quiet disappearance, is greeted not with sadness but with anticipation. Picture the suspense of seeing the first shoots emerge in a charred forest, the first birds returning to a recovered wetland, the first bloom of a flower in a field that once lay barren. Each of these moments carries a story, a gentle reminder that life persists, transforms, and adapts, and that endings are never truly final. They are invitations, whispers from the universe, guiding us to notice the subtle, transformative processes all around us. Even as you lie in your bed, your body and mind are participating in this quiet dance. Neurons fading and firing, memories dissolving and reforming, preparing you for tomorrow's new possibilities. As you let these ideas settle, feel the suspense and wonder blending with calm. Let your mind drift like the slow tides, like constellations moving imperceptibly across the night sky. Notice how endings and beginnings coexist, how loss always creates space for growth, and how the natural cycles of extinction and renewal mirror your own inner rhythms. In this space, there is awe, there is curiosity, and there is an immense, quiet comfort. The suspense we feel as life disappears is mirrored by the suspense of what will emerge, and in this gentle tension, we find a deep, meditative peace. Breathe slowly, allowing the soft rhythm of your body to align with the rhythms of life around you, from oceans to forests, from microscopic life to the vast cosmos. Endings are gentle preludes to beginnings. Every extinction, every quiet disappearance is a stepping stone to something new, something unexpected, something beautiful. And as you sink deeper into comfort and awareness, we will slowly move forward to discover how these cycles of extinction not only create life, but also inspire innovation, adaptation, and the astonishing resilience of all living things. Carry this thought with you as we drift toward the next module, soft, unhurried, and ready for rest. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to watch life rise from silence, to witness the universe gently reshaping itself while you lie quietly in your bed, tracing patterns of time with your imagination? Imagine a world once emptied by disaster, once silenced by extinction, and now slowly humming again with possibility. Tonight, we will explore the astonishing stories of how life finds a way to emerge, adapt, and flourish after the quiet pauses of extinction. Each story is a meditation, a gentle reminder that endings are never final, and that in every loss there is an unseen promise. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast wetland, the air thick with mist, and the first glimmers of dawn reflecting off calm waters beneath the surface. Life stirs. Tiny crustaceans move with delicate precision. Reeds sway, and distant birds take tentative flight. This ecosystem was once decimated by a sudden change, perhaps drought, disease, or human activity, yet here it is, slowly restoring itself, each small creature playing its part in a quiet symphony of renewal. The suspense is subtle, not alarming, but in the sense of waiting, of anticipating what will emerge from emptiness. Consider the story of the Permian-Triassic extinction, often called the Great Dying, which erased over 90% of species on Earth, leaving oceans and forests eerily silent. Yet, from this devastation arose the ancestors of modern mammals, new reptiles, and diverse plants that eventually shaped the world as we know it. Did you know that some tiny marine creatures, almost invisible to the naked eye, survived in isolated refuges, only to repopulate the oceans, triggering waves of biodiversity unseen before? Extinction, in this way, is a slow, patient sculptor, carving space for innovation, forcing adaptation, and quietly setting the stage for life to rise again in forms that are both resilient and surprising. On a more intimate scale, coral reefs demonstrate the delicate balance of extinction and renewal. After bleaching events, when heat stress causes coral to die, new coral species often recolonize the structures, creating vibrant underwater cities teeming with fish, algae, and invertebrates. Did you know that some coral species even adapt to warmer waters after such events, becoming stronger, more resilient, and able to withstand future stress? The suspense of life returning is almost poetic. Each new polyp, each tiny fish, a testament to the quiet genius of evolution. Even forests hold stories of rebirth after extinction. Imagine a wildfire sweeping through a dense woodland, reducing trees to ash, yet within weeks, seeds buried in the soil begin to sprout. Small shoots reaching tentatively toward the sunlight. Birds return, insects buzz, and fungi quietly rebuild the nutrient web beneath the surface. It is a slow, meditative process, but the suspense of watching life slowly reclaim its space is profoundly satisfying. The forest whispers to anyone who listens, endings are beginnings. Decay is nourishment, and the quietest places are never truly empty. Extinction and renewal are also evident in the microscopic world, where bacteria and single-celled organisms vanish and reappear, evolving to fill niches left by those that have disappeared. The human body itself reflects this cycle, especially during sleep. As neurons weaken or die, new pathways form, pruning memories while strengthening others. Your brain, like the earth, is constantly renewing itself. Even as your conscious mind rests, the suspense here is gentle. You don't need to rush or force understanding. You only need to observe, to imagine, and to relax. Now imagine the suspense of evolution as a narrative thread weaving through time. Each extinction, like a pause in a grand symphony, each disappearance sets the stage for innovation, adaptation, and the emergence of new forms of life. Dinosaurs vanish, mammals diversify, forests burn, seedlings sprout, oceans empty, plankton bloom, and the earth continues to pulse with quiet anticipation. It is as if the universe itself leans in, holding its breath, waiting for life to find a way. These stories are not dramatic in the way movies portray them, but they are no less compelling. Each act of extinction is suspenseful in its stillness, each rebirth a delicate triumph. Feel yourself becoming part of these cycles. Notice how endings create space for beginnings, how silence allows emergence, how gentle patience can bring profound beauty. The suspense you feel is calming, meditative, like the slow rise of a tide or the drifting of clouds across a night sky. Each heartbeat, each inhale, each exhale echoes the rhythms of life, of extinction, and of renewal. Even your own thoughts and dreams participate, letting old worries fade, making room for serenity and insight. Let your mind linger on these quiet miracles, the unseen architects of life, quietly shaping the world. Coral reefs, forests, oceans, even your own neurons, all following the same gentle pattern. And as you sink deeper into your bed, deeper into relaxation, allow yourself to anticipate what will emerge next, without anxiety, only curiosity and calm. In the next module, we will explore how extinction not only clears the stage for life, but also sparks incredible creativity, innovation, and resilience, both in nature and within ourselves. Carry this thought with you as you drift gently onward, toward sleep, toward wonder, and toward the calm understanding that life always finds a way. Have you ever wondered how endings in nature can inspire beginnings in entirely unexpected ways? Imagine standing in a quiet valley as dusk settles, the shadows stretching long over hills and rivers, sensing that even in stillness, life is preparing for transformation. Tonight, we will explore the fascinating and sometimes surprising ways extinction doesn't just clear the stage for life, but can spark innovation, adaptation, and resilience, showing us that endings, when observed with curiosity, are never truly final. Picture yourself wandering along an ancient riverbed, the water glimmering with silver under a fading sky. Fossils lie hidden in the soft mud, whispering stories of creatures long gone. Yet these vanished species have left behind blueprints for survival and creativity. Each extinction carries lessons in adaptability, patience, and subtle engineering. Did you know that the massive extinction at the end of the Cretaceous, which wiped out the dinosaurs, indirectly allowed mammals to diversify in ways that eventually led to humans? Mammals that learned to innovate, to explore, to adapt in an empty world filled with opportunity. There is a suspense here, a quiet tension, not frightening but intriguing, as we consider what life might become in the spaces left by absence. Innovation often blooms in the aftermath of disappearance. In ecosystems, when a dominant species fades, others expand, evolve, and experiment with new strategies. Birds may develop novel feeding habits, plants may alter their flowering cycles, and predators may discover entirely new hunting techniques. Each of these adaptations is nature's subtle way of solving problems, responding to emptiness, and creating balance. The suspense is in the anticipation, the slow unfolding of possibility hidden in what initially appears as loss. Even human history mirrors these patterns. Our own species has thrived through cycles of challenge, collapse, and adaptation. When civilizations decline, new ideas emerge from the ruins. When technologies fail, innovation fills the void. The pattern is familiar. Endings create the fertile ground for creativity. Just as extinctions in nature allow new life to flourish. Did you know that many modern agricultural crops, like wheat and corn, are the result of adaptation following environmental changes and species losses? Humanity itself is a reflection of this universal rhythm, learning, evolving, and thriving in response to what vanishes before us. Consider the microscopic world, where extinction and innovation are intertwined constantly. Bacteria and viruses disappear, leaving ecological niches for new species to occupy. This microscopic dance ensures stability and diversity, and even within your own body, similar processes unfold as cells die, regenerate, and reorganize during sleep. Every breath, every heartbeat, and every moment of rest participates in this quiet choreography. Life, at every scale, is a careful balance of disappearance and emergence, suspense and discovery. Now imagine the suspense of evolution as an ongoing story, one that stretches back millions of years. Each extinction event is a chapter, dramatic yet gentle, setting the stage for novel adaptations, unexpected forms, and remarkable resilience. Forests repopulate after fires, oceans teem with new species after mass die-offs, and the tiniest microorganisms innovate to occupy spaces no one anticipated. The universe seems to hold its breath during these pauses, and yet, slowly, methodically, life finds a way. There is comfort in this rhythm, a meditative reassurance that endings are never absolute. Even creativity in humans mirrors these cycles. Artists, scientists, and thinkers often produce their best work in response to challenges or periods of absence. Ideas die, only to return reshaped and refined. Just as ecosystems reorganize after extinction, our minds reorganize after sleep, after reflection, after moments of quiet. The suspense in nature and in thought is soothing rather than alarming, a soft tension that encourages curiosity and calm observation. Picture the slow rise of a forest from ashes, the first tentative shoots reaching toward sunlight, each new leaf a testament to patience and resilience, each step forward in evolution, in innovation, in thought, is a gentle triumph born from endings. As you allow these ideas to drift through your mind, notice how suspense and wonder coexist with calm, how endings carry the promise of beginnings, and how every disappearance is a chance for novelty, adaptation, and quiet ingenuity. Your body, your mind, and the world around you are all participating in these cycles, moving in synchrony with life, extinction, and renewal. Let your thoughts float like clouds across a twilight sky, each one soft, slow, and meditative. The suspense here is gentle, hypnotic, drawing you deeper into understanding, into relaxation, into sleep. Breathe slowly, deeply, letting your awareness merge with the rhythm of the universe. From stars to forests, oceans to microscopic life, endings are never final. but rather preludes to innovation, creativity, and resilience. Each extinction event, whether grand or subtle, offers a lesson in patience and adaptability, reminding us that life persists in forms both expected and surprising. And as you sink further into comfort, ready to drift deeper into rest, we will soon move on to explore how these patterns of extinction and renewal shape not only life on Earth, but the very flow of time, memory, and consciousness itself. Carry this thought gently as curiosity.com and wonder guide you toward a deeper sleep. Have you ever wondered what the oceans might whisper to us if we listened closely? The secret stories carried in waves, currents, and the creatures that inhabit their depths. Imagine drifting silently beneath the surface, where light fades gradually, shadows glide, and life persists in forms both delicate and resilient. Tonight, we will explore the quiet drama of extinction and renewal in the oceans and skies, observing the hidden rhythms of life as it disappears, transforms, and re-emerges. Each cycle carries suspense and mystery, yet within it lies a profound calm. Picture yourself floating above a coral reef at twilight, the water a deep indigo pierced by the flicker of bioluminescent creatures. Small fish weave through coral towers, while unseen microorganisms perform silent miracles in the water. The reef, though appearing vibrant, has endured countless extinction events, heat stress, and storms, yet it continues to rebuild itself. Slowly, patiently, deliberately, each polyp's growth is an act of quiet resilience, and each returning fish a testament to life's gentle persistence. The suspense is subtle, like holding your breath while waiting to see which buds will bloom in spring, yet it is profoundly soothing. In the oceans, extinction is rarely abrupt, but always transformative. Consider the ancient oceans, hundreds of millions of years ago, filled with trilobites and strange armored creatures. When the Permian extinction struck, nearly all these forms vanished. Yet the survivors, sometimes tiny, obscure creatures, flourished in the empty spaces left behind. Over millennia, they evolved into cephalopods, fish, and eventually the complex ecosystems we now admire. Did you know that modern coral reefs, containing thousands of species, are the descendants of life that survived these mass die, constantly adapting to changing seas? Each extinction carries suspense. What will persist? What will rise? What forms will surprise us? Now imagine looking up at the night sky, where extinction occurs on a cosmic scale. Stars are born and die, galaxies collide, and supernova scatter elements across the universe. Some stars vanish quietly, others explode in magnificent bursts, sending energy and matter to distant worlds. Each stellar death creates conditions for new stars and planets to form, a cosmic echo of life's cycles on Earth. There is a hypnotic suspense in observing these processes, a gentle tension that invites awe without alarm. As we drift through this imagery, allow your mind to float alongside the oceans and stars, noticing the quiet symmetry between life in water and life in space, between extinction in cells and extinction in galaxies. Even microscopic life in the oceans demonstrates this rhythm. Plankton bloom, vanish, and evolve, forming the foundation of the entire marine food web. Their extinction may seem trivial, yet without their cycles, the oceanic balance would collapse. Life adapts invisibly, almost imperceptibly, as species fade and new ones emerge, creating a hidden dance of suspense, patience, and beauty. Each ripple in the water, each movement of a tiny organism participates in a grand, quiet story that stretches across time and space. A single lost species may clear the way for another to thrive, and a moment of stillness in the deep ocean can be the birthplace of life's next innovation. Consider migration as another form of extinction and renewal. Birds leave their summer breeding grounds, crossing thousands of miles, disappearing from sight, only to reappear months later. Their absence makes space for others, changes ecosystems, and subtly reshapes the environment. The skies themselves are filled with stories of disappearance and return, suspense woven into flight paths, seasonal shifts, and evolutionary adaptation. Even clouds can be part of this narrative, forming and dissipating, nourishing or shading life below. The universe constantly balancing loss and replenishment. In your own body, these rhythms echo in surprising ways, just as extinction in oceans and skies creates space for growth. Your sleep creates space for renewal. Synapses that fade during the night allow new connections to form. Memories reorganize, and your body repairs itself. The suspense here is gentle and comforting. What you release in sleep, what disappears from awareness, is making room for growth, resilience, and new understanding. Life's rhythms are mirrored within you, a calm reminder that extinction and renewal are not just natural, but intimate, personal, and profoundly restorative. Imagine all these cycles together: oceans, skies, microscopic life, cosmic events, and the subtle processes in your own body. Each one is an intricate thread in the tapestry of existence. Suspense is woven into the slow unfolding of time, the quiet question of what will persist, what will flourish, and what will vanish. And yet, in this suspense, there is comfort, a meditative cadence, a reassurance that life is always moving, always renewing, always finding a way, just as tides ebb and flow, just as stars die and scatter matter for new worlds. Your mind and body gently follow this rhythm as you prepare to drift deeper into sleep. Breathe slowly and feel yourself immersed in this slow, universal dance. Notice the balance between absence and emergence, between what disappears and what rises, between extinction and creation, between endings and beginnings. The suspense in these rhythms is calming, not alarming, a quiet invitation to curiosity and awareness as you sink deeper into your bed. Allow yourself to float in this imagery of oceans, skies, and cosmic cycles, letting your imagination follow the currents of life and the tides of time. And as you drift, we will soon explore how these cycles interact with memory, consciousness, and the gentle mysteries of human perception. Carry this thought with you, soft and unhurried, into a state of calm, meditative rest. Have you ever wondered how the quiet endings in your mind shape the beginnings of your thoughts, dreams, and creativity? Imagine lying in your bed as the room darkens, and noticing how some memories gently fade while others become sharper, as if your mind is quietly pruning itself in preparation for something new. Tonight, we will explore the subtle cycles of extinction and renewal within consciousness itself. and how even the tiniest vanishing thought can make way for insight, curiosity, and calm awareness. Each pause and disappearance carries suspense, a gentle invitation to wonder what emerges next. Picture yourself drifting through a vast twilight landscape, where hills roll into mist and rivers shimmer faintly under the moon. Within this landscape, your memories are like trees and streams, some fading slowly with distance, others glowing softly in the near light. As you wander this inner world, notice how certain experiences dissolve into shadows, making room for new ideas, new connections, new patterns. There is a delicate suspense here, a sense of anticipation that is not urgent, but soothing, inviting you to observe quietly. The brain, like the natural world, is in a constant dance of extinction and renewal. Every night during sleep, neurons prune unused connections, removing pathways that no longer serve, while strengthening others that are useful. This selective disappearance is essential for clarity, learning, and creativity. Did you know that some of your most innovative ideas often emerge after rest? When the mind has let go of unnecessary details, allowing space for insight. The suspense here is gentle. What will fade? What will persist? What new connections will form? And yet it is calming, a rhythm that mirrors the cycles of the cosmos. Even consciousness itself seems to follow these patterns. Thoughts and feelings rise, persist, and then dissolve, creating space for new perspectives. The extinction of old worries, repetitive anxieties, or unhelpful patterns is not loss but renewal. Each disappearing thought clears the stage for something fresh and often surprising. Imagine observing your mind from a distance, like a vast forest at dusk, noticing which streams of thought vanish and which persist. There is suspense in this observation, a quiet curiosity about what will emerge next. Yet it is deeply soothing, encouraging you to surrender to the flow. Memory, too, is shaped by this dance. Every time a memory fades, it is not simply lost. It is integrated, reorganized, or transformed, forming the scaffolding for new understanding. Sleep itself acts as a gentle curator, deciding which experiences remain, which fade, and which evolve into dreams. These nightly cycles are subtle, almost imperceptible, but essential for mental balance, clarity, and emotional resilience. The suspense of not knowing which memories will survive is calming, a soft tension that guides the mind toward quiet reflection, allowing insight and creativity to arise effortlessly. Now imagine that your consciousness, your memories, and even your emotions are like a forest, subtly reshaped by extinction. Every fading thought is like a fallen tree, every reinforced memory like a growing sapling. Life, within and without, moves in cycles of loss and renewal. The suspense is gentle, hypnotic, a reminder that endings are part of a larger rhythm, inviting curiosity without pressure, inviting calm without urgency. Every night, every breath, and every moment of rest participates in this subtle orchestration, aligning your inner landscape with the rhythms of nature, oceans, skies, and even the cosmos itself. Even our perception is sculpted by these quiet cycles. The mind constantly filters, discards, and reorganizes sensory information, allowing us to focus on what is essential. This mental pruning, this subtle extinction of unneeded data, is essential for attention, creativity, and calm awareness. Imagine the suspense of watching this process unfold inside you, where every disappearing detail makes room for clarity, insight, and serenity. Just as ecosystems recover and flourish after extinction events, so too does consciousness thrive after moments of quiet pruning. As you drift further into this imagery, notice how your thoughts can float gently like clouds or drift like leaves on a stream. Each fading concern is replaced by calm. Each vanishing pattern is replaced by possibility. Each subtle extinction within your mind allows for gentle renewal. The suspense is soft, almost imperceptible. Yet it is comforting, a meditation on patience, observation, and the quiet genius of your own mind. Imagine the mysteries of thought and perception, not as something to control, but as a gentle rhythm to observe, trust, and follow. Breathe slowly, deeply, letting the cycles of your mind align with the cycles of the world outside. Notice how extinction and renewal coexist in your consciousness, in the forests, in the oceans, and in the stars above. Feel the suspense of transformation as something calming rather than alarming, a gentle invitation to curiosity and rest. Each vanishing thought, each reorganized memory, carries the promise of clarity, creativity, and insight. As you sink deeper into your bed, deeper into relaxation, let this awareness guide you toward a meditative state, where endings and beginnings blend seamlessly, preparing you for sleep, dreams, and the quiet renewal of morning. And as you drift further, know that the cycles of extinction and renewal in your mind are a reflection of the larger rhythms of life itself, a dance of loss and emergence that spans the oceans, forests, skies, and cosmos. Carry this gentle understanding with you, allowing suspense, curiosity, and calm awareness to lull you deeper into rest, as the quiet mysteries of life, thought, and consciousness unfold around and within you. Have you ever wondered how the quiet endings of your day might shape the worlds you explore in your dreams? Imagine lying in bed as darkness settles softly around you, feeling the gentle rhythm of your breath, and noticing that as one thought fades, another begins to shimmer just at the edge of awareness. Tonight, we will explore the mysterious ways extinction and renewal appear in our dreams and imagination. How the subtle vanishing of old patterns allows new ideas, images, and insights to emerge. Each fading memory and each dissolving worry creates a suspenseful space, inviting curiosity, wonder, and deep calm. Picture yourself drifting into a vast, twilight landscape, the boundaries of reality and imagination blurring softly. In this inner world, forests breathe, rivers shimmer, and clouds form shapes that change slowly, as if the environment itself is alive and responsive. Shadows of creatures that no longer exist wander alongside those that are new and unknown. Each disappearance carries a gentle suspense, a quiet question. What will emerge from this space next? The mind, much like nature, thrives in these cycles, pruning, reorganizing, and reimagining constantly, allowing innovation, creativity, and insight to arise effortlessly. Consider how dreams themselves are a reflection of extinction and renewal. During sleep, the conscious mind fades, dissolving into the background while the subconscious begins its quiet work. Memories, worries, and unneeded thoughts vanish or transform, clearing space for new ideas, for connections that may surprise you upon waking. Did you know that problem-solving, creativity, and insight often occur most vividly in dreams, precisely because the mind has allowed old patterns to dissolve, making room for new synthesis? The suspense is hypnotic, not urgent, a slow unfolding that invites observation and gentle curiosity. Even imagination mirrors these cycles in everyday life. When an idea fails or a plan dissolves, it creates space for innovation. The extinction of one possibility allows another to emerge, stronger, more resilient, and often more beautiful. Think of how species adapt after extinction events, filling ecological niches, and consider how your own thoughts and dreams adapt when old patterns fade. There is a subtle suspense in this process, a quiet anticipation of what will emerge from the spaces created by disappearance. Each fading worry, each dissolving memory is a gentle act of preparation, setting the stage for creativity and renewal. Picture the night sky in your mind as you drift deeper into sleep. Stars appear and vanish, constellations shift, and clouds float slowly across a silver moon. Your dreams follow similar rhythms, some fading before you notice, others lingering like gentle echoes. Scenes transform seamlessly. Moments of your day replay in fragments, morphing into landscapes, dialogues, and visions that are at once familiar and unknown. The suspense is soft, meditative, a gentle tension between disappearance and emergence, allowing your imagination to wander freely without rush or worry. Even the smallest details in dreams reflect cycles of extinction and renewal. A river may dry up, revealing hidden pathways. A bird may vanish, leaving space for another to soar. A forest may crumble, yet from its roots emerge new, shimmering life. These shifts are not chaotic, but purposeful, subtle, and deeply calming, encouraging you to observe without interference, to drift along the currents of your inner world, and to embrace the mystery of what will arise next. Every fading figure, every dissolving thought, carries with it the gentle suspense of possibility. Your body participates in these cycles as well. During REM sleep, the brain processes emotions, consolidates memories, and prunes unnecessary connections. Each act of neuronal extinction makes room for strengthened pathways, creative solutions, and enhanced learning. Just as ecosystems recover and flourish after extinction events, so too does your mind rebuild, adapt, and innovate while you rest. The suspense here is soothing rather than alarming, a calm rhythm that mirrors the cycles of life outside your body. Forests, oceans, skies, and even the cosmos. Now imagine drifting further into the interplay of extinction, renewal, and creativity, feeling each exhale as a release of the old, each inhale as an invitation to the new. Your dreams become a canvas for unseen patterns, a place where endings and beginnings coexist, where vanishing worries allow room for imagination to expand. The suspense of not knowing what will emerge is calming, hypnotic, and meditative, encouraging surrender to the flow of thought, observation without interference, and gentle curiosity about the hidden patterns of life within and around you. As you sink deeper into this imagery, notice how the cycles of extinction and renewal in dreams mirror the rhythms of the earth, the oceans, and the stars. Each disappearing thought, each fading worry, each dissolving image clears the stage for new patterns, ideas, and experiences. Life and imagination are intertwined in this endless dance, a meditation on impermanence, resilience, and gentle suspense. Breathe slowly and deeply, letting this rhythm guide you toward deep relaxation, letting your mind float effortlessly through dreamscapes. And as you drift further, feel the comfort that endings are never truly final, that disappearance is simply preparation for emergence, that every cycle of extinction within your mind, your imagination, and your dreams carries within it the promise of insight, curiosity, and serenity. Allow these thoughts to wash over you, soft and unhurried, as you prepare to sink into deep, restorative sleep, knowing that renewal, creativity, and gentle suspense will continue to unfold throughout the night. Unseen yet profoundly present. Have you ever wondered how the quiet endings in your life, the small losses and forgotten moments, shape your ability to grow, adapt, and imagine new possibilities? Imagine lying comfortably in your bed, eyes closed, breathing softly, and noticing that some thoughts fade, leaving room for insight and curiosity. Tonight, we will explore how extinction and renewal in nature, mind, and imagination weave together to build resilience, creativity, and gentle wisdom. Each disappearance carries a quiet suspense, a soft invitation to notice what emerges next. Picture yourself standing on the edge of a vast meadow at twilight, where the light filters through tall grasses and the wind whispers across the landscape. In this meadow, some plants have withered, others are blooming, and small creatures move cautiously among them. The extinction of a single species or the fading of a single plant creates openings for something new to rise. A butterfly lands delicately on a leaf that was empty moments ago, its presence a gentle reminder that even endings hold the promise of beginnings. The suspense here is calming, a soft tension that invites observation without urgency. In ecosystems, extinction is often the precursor to creativity, innovation, and adaptation. When a species disappears, it opens ecological niches that allow others to diversify, flourish, and experiment with new strategies. Did you know that after the extinction of large predators in some forests, smaller animals evolved behaviors and roles that transformed the ecosystem, creating a more intricate and resilient web of life, just as in nature? Your mind and imagination benefit from subtle cycles of loss, pruning, and renewal, allowing creativity and resilience to emerge when space is made for it. Consider the human brain, which mirrors these patterns beautifully during sleep. Synaptic pruning removes neural connections that are no longer needed, while reinforcing essential pathways. This process is essential for problem solving, learning, and emotional balance. Dreams often reflect this gentle pruning, weaving together fragments of experiences into new narratives, preparing you for challenges and opportunities in waking life. The suspense of not knowing which memories or insights will emerge is soothing, hypnotic, and meditative, like observing the slow growth of a forest over decades. Even small, Everyday experiences are shaped by cycles of disappearance and emergence. When a thought is let go, it may return later in a transformed, more powerful form. When a project fails, it can inspire a new approach, more creative and effective than the last. Each ending, subtle or significant, is an opportunity for learning, adaptation, and personal growth. Picture the suspense of watching these processes unfold within yourself, like observing a river slowly carving a new path through soft earth, deliberate, patient, and profoundly calming. Now, imagine your imagination itself as a landscape shaped by extinction and renewal. A creative idea that seemed lost may resurface unexpectedly, transformed into something richer, more elegant, or more resilient. Just as ecosystems reorganize after disturbances, your mind reorganizes after rest, reflection, or loss, creating new connections, insights, and perspectives. The suspense here is gentle, the anticipation soft, as the mind reveals what emerges when space is made for growth. Each fading thought, each dissolving worry, carries with it the potential for insight and calm. Even personal resilience is shaped by these cycles. Life's challenges, disappointments, and small losses act as natural forms of pruning, clearing space for emotional growth, creativity, and inner strength. Just as forests regenerate after fires, oceans recover after ecological shifts, and stars collapse and reform in new patterns, you too can emerge renewed. Adaptation becomes not just survival, but a quiet art of living, innovation, and transformation. The suspense lies not in fear, but in curiosity, wonder, and the gentle patience of waiting to see what will rise next. Picture yourself drifting further into this inner landscape, noticing how each subtle extinction, whether of a thought, a memory, or a worry, creates room for resilience, creativity, and understanding. Every vanishing moment is a step toward clarity, growth, and calm awareness. Life's patterns, mirrored in nature and in your mind, are lessons in patience, observation, and gentle adaptation. The suspense is meditative, not alarming, drawing your attention inward and outward simultaneously, connecting your inner cycles to the rhythms of the world, the oceans, forests, and even the cosmos. Breathe slowly, deeply, feeling the quiet tension of disappearance and emergence. Notice how endings carry the promise of beginnings, how fading thoughts allow new insights, how loss can transform into opportunity. The suspense of transformation is soothing, like watching clouds shift across a twilight sky, like rivers carving paths through soft soil, like stars scattering matter for new galaxies to form. Allow this awareness to lull you into a state of calm as your mind, body, and imagination align with the gentle cycles of extinction and renewal as you drift further. Let the quiet rhythm of disappearance and emergence carry you into deep relaxation. Allow each fading memory, each released worry, and each dissolved tension to create space for creativity, resilience, and serenity. Life, thought, and imagination are in constant cycles of pruning and renewal, and by observing these cycles, you can participate in their gentle, transformative flow. Carry this soft awareness with you as you move deeper into sleep, where endings and beginnings blend seamlessly, preparing you for rest, insight, and the quiet magic of renewal. Have you ever wondered how endings in your relationships, moments of disconnect, or fading connections can quietly create space for renewal, deeper understanding, and unexpected bonds? Imagine lying in bed, eyes closed, breathing slowly, feeling the soft weight of your body against the mattress, and noticing how some interactions from the day gently fade into memory, leaving space for reflection, growth, and curiosity. Tonight, we will explore the subtle rhythms of extinction and renewal in social patterns and emotional connections, where endings are not loss but preparation for something new. Each disappearance carries a quiet suspense, inviting gentle observation. Picture yourself walking through a quiet village at dusk, lanterns glowing softly in windows, the air warm with the scent of evening flowers. Some houses are bustling, others empty, and in these spaces of absence, new interactions quietly emerge, like a conversation that fades but inspires a later message, or a friendship that pauses only to resume with deeper understanding. The suspense is subtle, a soft anticipation, as the human mind and heart adjust to the ebb and flow of connection, learning to recognize that disappearance and renewal are inseparable companions. Even in nature, social extinction mirrors this process. Consider packs of wolves, schools of fish, or colonies of ants, where the disappearance of a member shifts dynamics, creates openings for leadership, adaptation, and collaboration. Did you know that when dominant individuals vanish from social groups, new patterns of behavior and unexpected alliances often emerge, creating resilience and adaptability within the community? Relationships, like ecosystems, thrive not despite absence, but because of it, as space allows for growth, creativity, and the emergence of new bonds. Human emotions follow similar cycles. Emotional extinction occurs when we release grudges, let go of past disappointments, or allow fleeting worries to dissolve. Each act of letting go clears mental space, enabling compassion, insight, and curiosity to take root. Picture the suspense of this process, like watching a river carve new channels through soft earth, or clouds forming and dissolving shapes above a twilight horizon. There is no rush, only observation, only the gentle unfolding of awareness, letting emotional renewal appear naturally and quietly. Consider how communities adapt after collective losses. Social extinction, whether through migration, societal change, or generational shifts, creates room for new traditions, relationships, and ways of thinking. Cities rebuild, families reorganize, networks reform, and through these cycles, resilience and innovation emerge, just as ecosystems recover after environmental disturbances. Human connections reconfigure, adapt, and thrive. The suspense is calming, hypnotic even, as you imagine the subtle transformations in social landscapes unfolding without pressure, gently and persistently, even within personal relationships. Extinction and renewal occur constantly. Conversations fade, misunderstandings dissolve, and moments of absence allow for reflection and perspective. The space created is not empty, but pregnant with potential, allowing empathy, understanding, and connection to emerge in forms you might not have anticipated. Did you know that temporary separations in friendships or partnerships can strengthen bonds, allowing individuals to return with deeper insight and more creativity. The suspense is subtle, the unfolding natural. A meditation on impermanence, patience, and gentle growth. Picture a forest at night, its inhabitants whispering and moving unseen, where fallen leaves feed the soil, and empty tree trunks provide homes for new life in relationships and social networks. The same principle applies. Endings nourish new beginnings, creating fertile ground for innovation, connection, and understanding. Each disappearance is an opportunity, each vanishing moment a quiet invitation to witness what will emerge next. The suspense is soft, a gentle tension that encourages calm curiosity rather than anxiety, drawing your mind inward and outward simultaneously. Your imagination participates in these cycles as well, helping you reframe interactions, reconsider experiences, and envision new possibilities. Dreams and reflections often simulate social extinction and renewal, allowing you to process endings and anticipate emergent connections. The mind rehearses adaptability, empathy, and insight while you sleep, preparing you to engage with the world in a calmer, wiser, and more resilient way. The suspense here is soothing, hypnotic, a slow unfolding that aligns your internal rhythms with the larger patterns of life. Breathe slowly, deeply, noticing the ebb and flow of social and emotional cycles within and around you. Extinction and renewal are present in every interaction, every memory, every quiet moment of reflection, each fading conversation, each disappearing worry, each dissolved tension makes room for creativity, compassion, and growth. Life and connection move in rhythms similar to oceans, forests, and cosmic cycles, and by observing these patterns, you can participate in their gentle, restorative flow. As you drift further into this imagery, notice how endings in relationships, moments of absence, and fading emotions are not losses, but invitations to observe, learn, and grow. Each gentle disappearance carries within it the potential for renewal, insight, and connection. The suspense is calming, meditative, a gentle rhythm that guides you deeper into rest, reflection, and gentle awareness. Let this understanding carry you into a state of serene contemplation, where emotional, social, and personal renewal unfold naturally, preparing you for restorative sleep, dreams, and the quiet growth that accompanies them. And as you sink further into calm, let the cycles of extinction and renewal in relationships and social patterns mirror the cycles of life. Oceans, forests, and stars carry this gentle awareness with you, letting suspense, curiosity, and serene observation guide you into deep, restorative rest, knowing that endings and beginnings are always intertwined, and that each cycle carries the promise of resilience, insight, and unexpected beauty. Picture yourself walking through the ruins of an ancient city at twilight, columns standing tall, yet shadows filling the empty streets. The air is calm, almost sacred, as though the whispers of the past are breathing softly around you. Once this city thrived with music, art, and vibrant life, but time, conflict, and decay caused it to vanish. Yet from these ruins, lessons and inspiration arise. Archaeologists uncover forgotten knowledge, artists reimagine old motifs, and new societies build upon what remains. The suspense is gentle, hypnotic even, a slow unfolding that invites reflection and curiosity without urgency. Extinction in human culture often precedes innovation. Consider the libraries, artworks, and oral traditions lost to time. Yet each disappearance creates space for new stories, philosophies, and practices to take root. Did you know that many modern scientific discoveries and artistic movements were inspired by the reinterpretation of knowledge from previous civilizations? Sometimes discovered centuries after they had faded, loss becomes an unexpected teacher, guiding humanity toward resilience, adaptation, and creativity, just as ecosystems flourish after disturbances. Cultural landscapes evolve in response to extinction. Even the evolution of language mirrors these cycles. Words disappear, dialects fade, and old expressions vanish, making space for new ways of communication. Subtle shifts in meaning, pronunciation, and usage create unexpected beauty, rhythm, and understanding. Your mind participates in similar cycles, allowing older thought patterns to fade while giving room to novel insights. The suspense is soft, a gentle anticipation of discovering connections and meanings that were previously hidden, inviting curiosity, reflection, and calm observation. Consider how collective imagination itself depends on cycles of disappearance and emergence. When myths are forgotten, stories are reimagined. When old ideals fade, new philosophies emerge. Cultures adapt by absorbing, transforming, and reinventing, allowing societies to flourish even after profound loss. Picture the suspense of watching this cultural evolution unfold, like a slow sunrise over a misty valley, revealing glimpses of beauty gradually, quietly, and without force. The past disappears, not as an ending, but as preparation for what is yet to arise. Even architecture demonstrates these patterns. Ancient structures fall, crumble, or vanish entirely, and yet their designs inspire new generations of builders. Architects reinterpret columns, arches, and motifs, blending the past with contemporary innovation. The suspense is present in the anticipation of creation, the quiet question of what form will emerge from ruins. Each architectural evolution mirrors the cycles of extinction and renewal in nature, thought and imagination, showing that loss and creativity are intimately connected. Now imagine the cycles of extinction and renewal in music, art, and literature. Melodies are forgotten, paintings deteriorate, texts are lost. Yet these vanishings inspire reinterpretation and transformation. Composers draw from ancient rhythms, painters from faded frescoes, and writers from fragments of stories. The suspense is meditative, a gentle curiosity about what will resurface, evolve, or inspire next. Each disappearance within the cultural tapestry becomes fertile ground for imagination, reflection, and innovation. Even technological evolution follows this rhythm. Innovations emerge, fail, or vanish, making space for superior designs, new ideas, and creative solutions. Did you know that some of the world's most influential inventions were inspired by failed experiments, abandoned designs, or forgotten discoveries? Loss becomes opportunity, extinction becomes renewal, and human ingenuity thrives in the spaces left by absence. The suspense here is soothing, a reminder that endings are not to be feared, but observed, appreciated, and gently considered. Picture yourself drifting through these layers of human history, observing civilizations rise and fall. Languages fade and transform. Art and music vanish and re-emerge. Each cycle of extinction and renewal carries a quiet suspense, a calm invitation to reflect on the impermanence and adaptability of life. Each disappearance is a subtle teacher, encouraging patience, curiosity, and awe. Allow this awareness to settle softly in your mind, like the gentle sway of trees in a twilight breeze, like the quiet ripple of water over ancient stones. Breathe slowly and deeply, letting the rhythms of history, imagination, and cultural cycles align with your inner rhythms. Notice how endings in human societies, ideas, and traditions mirror the natural cycles of extinction and renewal in ecosystems, oceans, and the cosmos. Each fading structure, forgotten story, or dissolved tradition carries within it the potential for insight, creativity, and growth. The suspense is soft, hypnotic, guiding your attention inward and outward, creating space for reflection, calm, and curiosity. As you drift further into this imagery, feel the gentle reassurance that endings are never final, that extinction in human history, culture, and imagination is simply preparation for emergence. Renewal, transformation, and creative growth follow quietly, patiently, and persistently. Allow these thoughts to float gently through your mind as you sink deeper into relaxation, letting curiosity, gentle suspense, and meditative observation carry you toward deep, restorative sleep. Knowing that each ending holds the promise of a new beginning. Have you ever wondered how the ideas, inventions, and technologies we take for granted today are shaped by the quiet disappearance of old methods, forgotten discoveries, or abandoned experiments? Imagine yourself in a softly lit workshop at twilight, the gentle hum of machines fading into silence, tools resting quietly, and the faint smell of wood, metal, or oil lingering in the air. Tonight, we will explore the subtle cycles of extinction and renewal in the modern world, where the fading of one technology or idea creates space for innovation, adaptation, and surprising creativity. Each disappearance carries a soft suspense, inviting curiosity and reflection. Picture yourself walking through a city at night, skyscrapers glowing softly against the indigo sky, streets calm and empty, as if the world itself is holding its breath. Beneath the surface, countless innovations have emerged, thrived, and quietly disappeared. Each vanished technology, from obsolete telegraphs to forgotten prototypes, has made space for the next wave of invention. A broken machine or abandoned idea is not a failure, but a gentle precursor to transformation. A quiet space where imagination can take root and flourish. The suspense is soothing, hypnotic even, a slow unfolding of possibility, patience, and curiosity. Extinction in technology is not loss, but preparation. Consider early attempts at flight. From fragile gliders to experimental engines, many ideas failed. Yet each disappearance paved the way for eventual success. Did you know that some of the first computers, once massive and cumbersome, are now museum relics, inspiring new generations of engineers and innovators? Abandoned inventions often leave hidden insights, principles, or inspirations that quietly shape future breakthroughs. In this sense, Extinction is a teacher, a gentle guide pointing toward resilience, creativity, and progress. Even the modern digital world mirrors these cycles. Software, apps, and platforms fade, evolve, or merge, creating space for new tools and experiences. Each update, each sunset of a service, opens possibilities for innovation, adaptation, and imagination. Think of the suspense in this process, like observing a river gradually eroding a rock to create a hidden path, or watching clouds shift in soft patterns, revealing new forms as old ones dissolve. The mind can observe these processes gently, absorbing the lesson that endings are not alarming but invitations for growth. Now imagine the subtle extinction and renewal in personal technology, the devices and tools you interact with daily. When an app disappears, a workflow changes, or a gadget becomes obsolete, your mind adapts, discovering new efficiencies, new creativity, new ways of interacting with the world. The suspense is gentle, a quiet curiosity about what emerges from the space created by disappearance. Each fading tool, each vanishing system, carries with it the potential for transformation. Just as ecosystems adapt after disturbances or civilizations rebuild after collapse, even scientific theories evolve in this rhythm. Hypotheses once widely accepted fade as new evidence emerges and fresh ideas fill the gaps. Did you know that many principles in modern physics, medicine, and engineering are built upon the careful pruning of outdated theories, where each discarded idea allows room for a more accurate or elegant explanation? The suspense here is meditative, a soft anticipation that encourages reflection, observation, and quiet curiosity, inviting you to appreciate the rhythm of learning and innovation as a calm, restorative force. Picture a laboratory at night. Instruments resting under dim light, papers scattered across wooden desks, and formulas fading softly from memory as new ideas take their place. This is the hidden rhythm of innovation, extinction of old assumptions, renewal through discovery, creation through adaptation. Each vanishing thought or failed experiment is a gentle precursor to insight, a soft nudge toward possibility. The suspense is subtle, hypnotic, like watching shadows move slowly across walls or listening to the faint ripple of a stream at twilight, inviting calm observation without urgency. Even artificial intelligence, modern robotics, and emerging technologies participate in these cycles. Algorithms evolve, systems adapt, and outdated models are discarded, making space for superior solutions. Each technological extinction clears a path for creativity, exploration, and insight, just as stars die to scatter matter for new planets, or forests lose species to create ecological niches. The modern world is shaped by continuous cycles of disappearance and emergence. The suspense is calming, meditative, allowing the mind to follow the rhythm of transformation effortlessly. Now, imagine drifting through these technological and creative landscapes, noticing how endings and failures are not to be feared, but quietly embraced. Each fading innovation, each abandoned project, each forgotten principle carries within it the potential for growth, discovery, and brilliance. Allow your mind to observe this rhythm gently, aligning with the cycles of nature, consciousness, and cultural evolution. The suspense of not knowing what will emerge next is soothing, a hypnotic invitation to curiosity, reflection, and calm awareness. Breathe slowly, deeply, letting the cycles of extinction and renewal in technology, innovation, and the modern world echo within your own mind. Notice how the disappearance of old methods, ideas, and tools mirrors the pruning and reorganization that occurs in thought, memory, and creativity. Each quiet ending opens space for insight, adaptation, and new possibilities. The suspense is soft, hypnotic, a gentle tension that guides you deeper into relaxation, reflection, and meditative observation. As you sink further into this imagery, allow yourself to feel comforted by the rhythm of disappearance and emergence, letting endings carry the promise of beginnings, letting each cycle of innovation and obsolescence inspire patience, curiosity, and calm. The modern world, your mind, and imagination are in constant dialogue, guided by these subtle cycles, and by observing them gently, you can drift into deep, restorative sleep, carrying with you the awareness that endings are simply preparation for renewal, creativity, and unexpected beauty. Have you ever wondered how the quiet endings of mountains, oceans, and entire worlds shape the birth of new landscapes, new possibilities, and even new life? Imagine lying in your bed, eyes closed, breathing slowly, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest, and letting your mind drift into the vastness of time and space. Tonight, we will explore the cycles of extinction and renewal that sculpt our planet, shape our solar system, and echo across the cosmos. Each disappearance carries a gentle suspense, a quiet invitation to notice what might emerge next. Picture yourself standing on the edge of a volcanic plain as twilight stretches across the horizon. Shadows of extinct lava flows ripple across the cooled rock, while distant geysers release steam softly into the evening air. The ground beneath your feet has been shaped by eruptions, collapses. Each event that destroys or transforms a landscape also creates conditions for renewal, new soils, new minerals, and eventually new life. The suspense is hypnotic, a gentle tension as you observe how endings prepare the stage for beginnings. Consider Earth's history, where mass extinctions have wiped out vast numbers of species. Yet each extinction paved the way for new evolutionary possibilities. Did you know that after the Permian extinction, which erased over 90% of marine species, new ecosystems emerged, more diverse and complex than ever before? Mountains rose, rivers carved valleys, and life adapted in ways previously unimaginable. Extinction on a planetary scale is not an end, but a transformative pause, a quiet space that allows renewal and resilience to unfold. Even the formation of continents is shaped by cycles of disappearance and emergence. Plates drift, collide, and sink beneath oceans, causing earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and the disappearance of land. Yet from these shifts emerge mountains, valleys, and fertile plains. Spaces are created for rivers to flow, forests to grow, and new ecosystems to thrive. The suspense in these processes is soft, meditative, a gentle unfolding of time and transformation, as if the planet itself were breathing slowly, teaching patience and awe. Now imagine the slow, cosmic rhythm of planetary extinction and renewal. Stars are born and die, scattering elements that form new worlds. Asteroids collide, oceans rise and fall, and climates shift over millennia. Each event that seems catastrophic creates opportunities for new patterns, new structures, and new forms of life. Did you know that Earth itself has experienced several snowball Earth events, where ice covered much of the planet only to melt and allow an explosion of life to flourish? The suspense of these cycles mirrors the subtle rhythms in your own mind, gently encouraging curiosity and calm reflection. Even within the oceans, extinction and renewal are in constant motion. Coral reefs collapse and regenerate, fish populations rise and fall, and deep-sea ecosystems reorganize quietly in the dark. Each disappearance creates niches for new species, behaviors, and interactions. The suspense here is meditative. A gentle question: what will emerge next, and how will life adapt? Just as the Earth and cosmos are shaped by cycles of endings and beginnings, so too are your thoughts, emotions, and imagination, guided by similar rhythms. Picture drifting through a canyon carved by glaciers that disappeared thousands of years ago. Water flows slowly over rocks smoothed by vanished ice, creating hidden pools where life thrives in silence. Each geological extinction, each vanishing glacier, has created the conditions for ecosystems, rivers, and landscapes to emerge. The suspense is subtle, calming, and deeply hypnotic, as if the planet itself were whispering secrets, resilience, and quiet creativity. Even volcanic islands demonstrate these patterns. Emerging from the ocean floor, some are eventually eroded, submerged, or reshaped by storms. Yet these processes deposit nutrients, form new beaches, and create habitats for plants and animals. Each vanishing peak, each shifted coastline, is part of the planet's gentle rhythm of destruction and renewal, a rhythm that mirrors the cycles of thought, sleep, and imagination within your own mind. Now imagine the vast cosmic stage, where galaxies collide, stars collapse into black holes, and supernovas scatter matter across space. Each seeming ending carries the potential for new stars, planets, and galaxies. Extinction in the cosmos is not final but transformative, a meditation on impermanence, patience, and subtle suspense. It encourages you to observe endings without fear, allowing curiosity, wonder, and reflection to arise. Each fading star, each vanished planet, is a quiet teacher of resilience and renewal. Breathe slowly and deeply, letting your awareness drift across mountains, oceans, and cosmic horizons. Notice how cycles of extinction and renewal in the Earth and universe mirror the cycles within your mind, thoughts, and imagination. Each vanishing landscape, fading glacier, or collapsing star creates space for new forms, new patterns, and new insights. The suspense is gentle, hypnotic, a soft anticipation of discovery and transformation, inviting calm observation without rush as you sink deeper into this imagery. Allow yourself to feel comforted by the rhythms of planetary and cosmic extinction and renewal. Endings are never final. They are preparation for emergence, growth, and unseen beauty. Let your mind follow these subtle cycles as you drift into sleep, carrying curiosity, wonder, and calm awareness. Each disappearing glacier, extinct species, or collapsed star reflects the gentle rhythm of your thoughts, emotions, and imagination, preparing you for rest, renewal, and the quiet unfolding of dreams. And as you drift further, feel the reassurance that every ending in Earth, cosmos, or consciousness carries within it the seeds of something new. Each cycle of extinction and renewal is a gentle teacher, guiding patience, creativity, resilience, and calm observation. Allow this awareness to lull you into deep, restorative sleep, knowing that the universe itself participates in cycles of disappearance and emergence, and that you, too, are aligned with these timeless, transformative rhythms. Have you ever wondered how the smallest forms of life, invisible to the naked eye, follow the same gentle cycles of extinction and renewal that shape planets, civilizations, and the stars? Imagine lying in your bed, eyes closed, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest as your mind drifts into the hidden world of microscopic wonders. Tonight, we will explore how bacteria, viruses, and molecular systems quietly vanish and re-emerge, creating life, balance, and subtle suspense. Each disappearance is not loss, but a preparation for transformation and possibility. Picture yourself floating through a forest of tiny cells, illuminated softly by an inner glow, where bacteria move slowly along filaments, where molecules interact in intricate dances, and where the smallest vanishing microbe makes space for another to thrive. The cycles of extinction and renewal at this scale are profound, shaping the very fabric of life. Every cell that fades, every molecular bond that dissolves, is part of an invisible rhythm. A gentle suspense hums in this hidden world, a question of what will emerge next, inviting calm observation and curiosity. Consider the microbiome inside your own body. Trillions of bacteria performing unseen tasks essential for digestion, immunity, and overall health. These microbial populations rise and fall daily, responding to food, sleep, and environment. Did you know that the disappearance of certain bacterial species is essential for balance, allowing beneficial microbes to flourish, restore harmony, and maintain resilience? Extinction on this scale is not alarming but a quiet teacher, showing the power of subtle change and the promise of renewal. Even viruses participate in these cycles, entering cells, replicating, and sometimes fading into dormancy. Their transient presence allows the immune system to adapt, learn, and grow stronger. Just as ecosystems reorganize after the disappearance of a species, your body's microscopic systems adjust, rebuild, and innovate in response to these subtle losses. Picture the suspense here, not as a threat, but as a quiet question, a gentle anticipation of what will arise from absence. A single disappearing microbe can ripple outward, creating conditions for unexpected balance and resilience. Now imagine molecular systems dancing in a fluid rhythm, atoms binding and separating, proteins folding and unfolding. Chemical reactions appear and vanish, leaving behind new compounds, structures, and possibilities. Each extinction at the molecular level creates space for the next interaction. The suspense is soft, meditative, a gentle invitation to observe transformation without interference, like watching shadows shift across a soft twilight, or leaves drifting slowly down a quiet stream. The smallest vanishings carry profound significance, even within your own cells. Apoptosis, or programmed cell death, mirrors these cycles. Cells die in a controlled, gentle process, allowing tissues to rejuvenate, organs to maintain function, and life to continue. Without these silent extinctions, the body would not remain resilient, adaptive, or balanced. Each disappearing cell is an act of preparation, a soft punctuation in the symphony of life. The suspense is calming, a quiet invitation to witness the profound intelligence of unseen rhythms. Picture yourself floating deeper into this microscopic landscape, observing bacteria dividing molecules, reacting, and cells fading. Each extinction makes space for renewal. Each disappearance prepares the stage for growth, balance, and creativity. The rhythms of molecular and microbial life mirror the cycles within your own mind. Thoughts and emotions, each fading worry, dissolved tension, or forgotten memory carries the same gentle promise of adaptation and emergence. The suspense is soft, hypnotic, a slow unfolding that encourages curiosity, reflection, and calm observation. Even evolution itself thrives on these microscopic cycles. Mutations, extinctions, and adaptations occur constantly at cellular and molecular scales, driving the emergence of new forms, behaviors, and innovations. Did you know that much of Earth's biodiversity is built upon countless microscopic extinctions over billions of years? Each disappearance, however small, contributes to the richness, resilience, and creativity of life, just as in larger systems. Extinction is a quiet facilitator of transformation and renewal. Now imagine the hidden patterns of interaction in your own body. Trillions of invisible lives coexisting in balance, adapting to your thoughts, sleep, and emotions. The disappearance of one pattern allows another to emerge. Every fading microbe or molecular bond is an invitation to observe, trust, and drift along the gentle rhythms of life. The suspense is subtle, hypnotic, and comforting, a meditation on impermanence, adaptation, and unseen intelligence, guiding you toward calm awareness and restorative rest. Breathe slowly, deeply, letting your mind drift through this hidden world of microbes and molecules. Notice how cycles of extinction and renewal shape balance, creativity, and resilience in the smallest scales of life. Each disappearing element carries the potential for transformation, insight, and harmony. The suspense is gentle, a quiet tension that encourages reflection, curiosity, and deep relaxation. Allow these microscopic rhythms to echo within you, aligning your thoughts, emotions, and imagination with the universal patterns of emergence and disappearance. As you sink further into this imagery, feel comforted by the subtle intelligence of unseen life, knowing that extinction and renewal are always in gentle motion, guiding adaptation, balance, and innovation. Each vanished bacterium, dissolved molecule, or fading cell is not an ending, but a preparation for something new. Let this awareness carry you into a state of serene contemplation, where microscopic cycles mirror the rhythms of your mind and the universe, preparing you for deep, restorative sleep, gentle dreams, and calm renewal. And as you drift further, imagine the quiet suspense of these unseen systems continuing, endlessly transforming, renewing, and balancing. Each cycle of extinction and emergence, from the smallest microbe to the vast cosmos, carries the same gentle rhythm, inviting patience, curiosity, and calm awareness. Allow this understanding to lull you deeper into sleep, where the hidden intelligence of life, molecules, and mind guides you effortlessly toward rest, renewal, and the quiet promise of tomorrow. Have you ever wondered how your mind quietly lets go of certain memories, thoughts, or emotions each night, only to make space for new insights, creativity, and emotional balance? Imagine lying in your bed, eyes closed, breathing slowly, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest. As your mind begins its nightly journey tonight, we will explore the cycles of extinction and renewal within your own psyche, how your subconscious prunes, organizes, and transforms your inner landscape while you drift into sleep. Each fading thought carries with it a soft suspense, a quiet anticipation of what will emerge next. Picture yourself floating in a vast, dark ocean, where currents move slowly and unseen, illuminated occasionally by glimmers of starlight or bioluminescent creatures. Your memories are like these lights, some fading gently into darkness, others flickering, returning in new forms. The extinction of certain thoughts is not loss, but a preparation for clarity, creativity, and emotional resilience. Each disappearing memory opens space for new connections, novel insights, and subconscious understanding. The suspense is soft, hypnotic, and calming, a gentle invitation to observe the quiet intelligence of your mind, even during deep sleep. Your brain engages in a remarkable process called synaptic pruning, where redundant or unnecessary neural connections fade, allowing essential pathways to strengthen. Did you know that this nightly extinction process is crucial for learning, problem solving, and emotional regulation? The subconscious prioritizes what is necessary, discards what is not, and gently reorganizes your mental landscape. Each fading thought is like a small, deliberate clearing in a forest, creating room for new growth, exploration, and understanding. Now imagine your dreams as soft, unfolding theaters of renewal, where fragments of memories, emotions, and imagination are reorganized into narratives, scenarios, and symbolic patterns. Sometimes a fleeting anxiety is replaced by a vision of resolution. Sometimes a problem you thought unsolvable is reframed creatively. The subconscious uses extinction to prune unhelpful patterns, and renewal to foster insight. The suspense here is subtle, a gentle curiosity. What will emerge from the fading threads of thought? Allowing calm observation without force. Even emotional regulation depends on these cycles. When difficult experiences or unresolved tensions fade subtly from conscious awareness, space is made for balance, empathy, and resilience. Did you know that REM sleep is associated with processing emotional experiences, integrating them gently into memory, and extinguishing fear responses? Each fading worry or tension is a quiet opportunity for your mind to restore equilibrium. The suspense is hypnotic, a meditative observation of how loss within the mind prepares space for emotional renewal. Picture yourself walking through a quiet, infinite library where each book represents a memory, an idea, or an emotion. Some books are gently removed from the shelves, fading into shadow, while others are their pages rewritten in subtle ways. The extinction of certain memories is not erasure, but transformation, a preparation for clarity, insight, and creativity. Each disappearing thought is a soft invitation to notice the delicate balance between loss and emergence, between reflection and rest. Even subconscious problem-solving relies on these hidden cycles. Your mind integrates fragmented information, discards irrelevant details, and allows patterns to emerge. Sometimes solutions appear in dreams, sometimes as sudden insight upon waking. The suspense is gentle, a quiet tension that encourages curiosity and observation rather than anxiety, like clouds dissolving to reveal starlight, or waves retreating to reveal hidden sands. Extinction within the mind is a patient, deliberate guide toward insight, clarity, and creativity. Now imagine the interplay between your conscious and subconscious mind, where daytime experiences are selectively stored, reorganized, or faded during sleep. Your fears, hopes, and memories intermingle. Extinction clears space, while renewal strengthens connections, guiding learning, adaptation, and emotional intelligence. Did you know that forgetting is not a flaw, but an essential function, allowing your mind to focus on what truly matters? Each fading memory or dissolved thought is a small act of preparation for growth and understanding. The suspense is soft, hypnotic, and deeply calming, inviting reflection and meditative awareness. Picture drifting deeper into this inner landscape, noticing how memories dissolve gently, how emotions shift, and how insight quietly emerges. Each nightly cycle of extinction and renewal mirrors the rhythms of nature, life, and the cosmos. Your mind is a dynamic ecosystem, pruning, reorganizing, and cultivating intelligence, resilience, and creativity. The suspense is subtle, calming, and hypnotic, a quiet anticipation of what new insights will appear in the morning or in dreams. Breathe slowly and deeply, letting your awareness follow these cycles within yourself. Notice how extinction within memory, thought, and emotion creates space for renewal, clarity, and creativity. Each fading worry, dissolved tension, or forgotten memory is a gentle facilitator of insight, preparation, and emotional balance. The suspense is soft, inviting you to observe without interference, to drift with curiosity, and to rest with confidence in the intelligence of your mind as you sink further into this imagery. Allow yourself to feel comforted by the rhythms of extinction and renewal within your own psychology. Memory and subconscious endings are never final. They are preparation for new understanding, emotional harmony, and insight. Let your mind follow these subtle cycles as you drift deeper into restorative sleep, carrying with you the quiet awareness that each disappearing thought, emotion, or memory is part of a gentle, transformative rhythm. And as you drift further, imagine the soft suspense of these cycles continuing, endlessly reorganizing, renewing, and balancing. Each nightly extinction within the mind carries the potential for clarity, creativity, and calm awareness. Allow this understanding to lull you effortlessly into deep sleep, where subconscious intelligence, emotional renewal, and mental pruning guide you toward rest, restoration, and gentle insight. Have you ever wondered how your dreams take fragments of your day, memories, and emotions, and quietly weave them into stories, images, and insights that feel both familiar and new. Imagine lying in bed, eyes closed, body sinking deeper into the mattress, breathing slowly and evenly. As your mind drifts into a landscape where imagination dances freely, tonight, we will explore the cycles of extinction and renewal in your dreams and creative thought, where the fading of one idea allows another to emerge, each disappearance carrying a soft suspense, a quiet curiosity. Picture yourself walking through a vast, dimly lit forest, where shadows shift gently among trees, and moonlight filters through leaves in delicate patterns. Each tree is a memory, each shadow a fleeting thought. Some ideas fade quietly into darkness, while others shimmer, reconfiguring into new forms. The extinction of certain mental images or storylines creates space for imaginative renewal. Each vanishing image is not loss, but preparation for insight, novelty, and quiet wonder. The suspense is gentle, hypnotic, a slow unfolding that encourages calm observation without urgency. Even during REM sleep, your brain is extraordinarily active, consolidating memories, recombining experiences, and pruning irrelevant connections. Did you know that many scientific discoveries, artistic creations, and creative insights have emerged from dreams or periods of deep sleep? The extinction of some neural patterns allows others to emerge more clearly, more creatively, and more efficiently. Your subconscious works as a quiet editor, fading what is unnecessary and highlighting what can inspire. Each disappearing thought is a soft invitation to notice the intelligence and rhythm of your mind. Now imagine your dreams as fluid, ever-changing landscapes where characters, places, and emotions appear and vanish like clouds on a twilight sky. One moment a problem seems unsolvable, the next a solution emerges effortlessly. Each extinction within the dreamscape creates space for renewal, understanding, and creativity. The suspense is gentle, meditative, a soft anticipation of what will arise, drawing attention to subtle patterns, insights, and associations that might otherwise go unnoticed. Each vanishing element is an essential participant in the quiet symphony of imagination. Even imagination during waking life follows these cycles. Moments of forgetfulness, daydreams, or fleeting ideas fade, allowing new connections to form. The brain is continuously pruning, reorganizing, and balancing cognitive and emotional input. Did you know that creative problem-solving often occurs not by force, but by allowing old concepts to fade and new combinations to emerge? The extinction of outdated ideas and assumptions is a necessary precursor to insight. The suspense is calming, a soft anticipation of discovery that encourages reflective, gentle observation. Picture yourself drifting deeper into a dream where landscapes dissolve and reappear. Rivers shift course, mountains crumble and regrow, and skies endlessly transform. Each extinction of a scene, a character, or a storyline carries within it the promise of renewal. The mind experiments freely, creating new patterns, new metaphors, and new associations. The suspense is hypnotic, a slow, meditative unfolding that invites calm curiosity rather than anxiety. Each vanishing element in your dreamscape is a reminder of the intelligence of impermanence, Even the fleeting, nonsensical elements of dreams are part of this cycle. Seemingly chaotic fragments fade to make space for coherence, inspiration, and insight. Nightmares often resolve into clarity or lessons. Confusions are reconfigured into understanding, and unresolved dilemmas are reframed into symbolic solutions. The extinction of confusion within dreams is renewal at its finest, creating balance, creativity, and quiet insight. The suspense is subtle, a gentle question of what patterns will emerge next, softly engaging your curiosity while lulling you toward rest. Now imagine a stream flowing through a landscape of your subconscious, where ideas dissolve like ripples in water, only to reappear downstream in transformed shapes. Your imagination during sleep performs a similar process, fading and renewing, dissolving old thoughts, and recombining fragments of memory and emotion. Did you know that this constant cycle of disappearance and emergence strengthens creativity, emotional processing, and problem solving? The suspense is soothing, a gentle rhythm that aligns with your breath, heartbeat, and the slow unfolding of night. Picture yourself drifting even deeper, noticing how extinction and renewal operate in tandem, where fading ideas allow new possibilities to arise, where dissolving images make room for clarity, beauty, and insight. Each dream is a microcosm of larger cycles in life, nature, and the cosmos. The mind's ability to fade and renew is a profound reflection of universal rhythms. Each vanishing moment in your imagination carries the quiet intelligence of preparation, anticipation, and transformation. The suspense is meditative, hypnotic, encouraging gentle curiosity, reflection, and calm. Even the creative leaps that occur upon waking are shaped by these cycles. Insights emerge not by forcing thought but by allowing subconscious pruning, allowing space for synthesis, innovation, and clarity. Each extinction within sleep primes the mind for subtle breakthroughs, quiet creativity, and reflective insight. The suspense is calming, a soft, patient tension that encourages observation rather than urgency. Each fading dream, fragment of memory, or dissolved idea contributes to deeper understanding and creative growth. Breathe slowly and deeply, letting your awareness drift through the landscapes of dreams, imagination, and subconscious creativity. Notice how cycles of extinction and renewal operate both within and outside yourself. Each vanishing fragment is an opportunity for insight, each fading pattern a chance for inspiration. The suspense is soft, meditative, a gentle unfolding that encourages reflective calm and deep relaxation. Allow the rhythms of your mind's nightly pruning and imaginative renewal to lull you toward restorative sleep. As you sink further into this imagery, feel comforted by the intelligence of your subconscious, knowing that extinction and renewal in dreams are continuous, deliberate. Each vanishing idea or dissolving image is a preparation for insight, creativity, and emotional balance. Let this awareness guide you into serene contemplation, where imagination, memory, and subconscious insight flow freely, aligning with the universal rhythm of disappearance and emergence. And as you drift deeper, imagine the quiet suspense of your dreams continuing, endlessly fading and reforming. Each cycle of extinction within your subconscious carries the promise of insight, creativity, and calm awareness. Allow this understanding to lull you effortlessly into deep sleep, where imagination, renewal, and subconscious intelligence guide you toward rest, rejuvenation, and gentle discovery. Have you ever wondered how the knowledge you acquire during the day is quietly refined, reorganized, or even partially forgotten at night? Imagine lying in bed, eyes closed, sinking deeper into the softness of your mattress, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest, as your mind drifts into a realm where learning and memory dance in cycles of disappearance and renewal. Tonight, we will explore how extinction and renewal operate in human cognition during sleep, where fading memories allow space for clarity, insight, and creativity. Each disappearing fragment carries a gentle suspense, a quiet invitation to notice what will emerge next. Picture yourself in an ancient library stretching infinitely into darkness, shelves heavy with books of varying sizes, some glowing faintly, others fading softly into shadow. Each book represents a memory, a fact, or a skill. Some are carefully removed as they become redundant, irrelevant, or unhelpful, creating space for new volumes to be written. The extinction of certain memories is not loss but preparation, allowing important connections to strengthen and new patterns to emerge. The suspense is gentle, hypnotic, a quiet anticipation of discovery, inviting reflective observation without urgency. Even your brain's neurons participate in this nightly dance, forming connections, dissolving old synapses, and reinforcing new pathways. Did you know that sleep is crucial for memory consolidation? Where learning is selectively preserved and unnecessary information is pruned, each act of neural pruning is an extinction, quietly fading certain pathways to make space for stronger, more efficient ones. Just as forests clear old growth to allow new trees to flourish, your brain organizes itself, gently preparing the mind for clarity, creativity, and insight. Now imagine floating above a vast network of glowing neurons, branching endlessly into the darkness. Pulses of light travel along pathways, some fading, others intensifying. Each fading signal represents a memory or learning experience being refined. Each glowing pathway represents an insight or skill being strengthened. The cycles of extinction and renewal are constant, subtle, and mesmerizing. The suspense is soft, hypnotic, inviting calm, observation, and reflection as the mind quietly optimizes itself for tomorrow. Even forgetting is part of this elegant process. Not all knowledge can or should be retained, and the fading of certain memories allows your mind to focus on what truly matters. Did you know that studies show people remember meaningful information better after sleep, precisely because unimportant details have been faded? The extinction of irrelevant information is a gentle preparation, a quiet curator guiding your thoughts, understanding, and perception. Each forgotten fragment is not failure, but space for insight, clarity, and calm intelligence. Picture yourself walking along corridors of your mind, where doors open onto rooms filled with experiences, skills, and knowledge. Some doors gently close, allowing others to open wider. Expired memories fade, creating a soft, meditative suspense, a gentle anticipation of which connections, solutions, or ideas will appear next. Each extinction prepares the way for renewal, integration, and subtle synthesis. The rhythm of learning during sleep mirrors cycles of life, nature, and the cosmos, where disappearance is necessary for emergence, and endings quietly give rise to beginnings. Even complex skills and emotional intelligence rely on these cycles. When you practice, learn, or experience something new, your brain reorganizes these inputs during sleep, reinforcing what is useful, dissolving what is redundant, and creating a foundation for innovation and adaptation. Did you know that athletes and musicians consolidate motor skills more effectively after sleep due to this natural pruning? Each extinction is a small, deliberate clearing in the mental landscape, allowing new patterns to take root and thrive. The suspense is gentle, hypnotic, inviting calm observation of the unfolding intelligence of the mind. Now imagine a river flowing through this library of memories, carrying fragments downstream where they are recombined into new patterns. Ideas once disconnected now find connections. Knowledge reorganizes itself into insights, strategies, and understanding. Each nightly extinction allows this river to flow freely, cleansing, reorganizing, and renewing. The suspense is subtle, a quiet curiosity about which connections will appear, which ideas will resurface, transformed, encouraging reflective calm and meditative awareness. Even abstract knowledge and conceptual understanding benefit from this nightly rhythm. Ideas dissolve, re-emerge, and interconnect in novel ways, preparing the mind for creativity, problem-solving, and adaptive thought. Did you know that many moments of insight, such as aha moments, often occur after sleep, when your subconscious has pruned, reorganized, and renewed knowledge? Each fading fragment of understanding is an invitation to notice the quiet intelligence of your mind. The suspense is soft, hypnotic, and deeply calming, gently guiding your attention to subtle patterns and insights. Picture drifting even deeper into this mental landscape, observing the cycles of extinction and renewal as they flow like gentle currents. Memories fade into shadows, knowledge intensifies in soft glows, and insights emerge like shimmering lights in the dark. Each disappearing fragment prepares the way for clarity, creativity, and reflection. The rhythm is slow, deliberate, and soothing, encouraging meditative observation, curiosity, and calm awareness. Each nightly cycle mirrors the broader cycles of life, nature, and consciousness, reminding you of the intelligence of impermanence. Breathe slowly, deeply, allowing your mind to drift through these cycles of extinction and renewal. Notice how forgetting, pruning, and transformation create space for clarity, understanding, and subtle insight. Each memory that fades, each skill that is refined, and each idea that is reorganized contributes to a calm, intelligent, and adaptable mind. The suspense is gentle, inviting you to observe without interference, to rest in the quiet intelligence of your own cognition, and to trust in the cycles of renewal. As you sink further into this imagery, feel comforted by the gentle rhythms of extinction and renewal in learning, memory, and knowledge. Endings are never final. They are preparation for insight, skill, and clarity. Let your mind follow these subtle cycles as you drift deeper into restorative sleep, carrying the awareness that each disappearing fragment is part of a delicate, intelligent, and transformative rhythm. And as you drift further, Imagine the quiet suspense of these cycles continuing endlessly, pruning, renewing, and balancing knowledge. Each nightly extinction carries the promise of insight, clarity, and calm awareness. Allow this understanding to lull you effortlessly into deep, restorative sleep, where your mind's intelligence, memory, and learning processes guide you toward rest, renewal, and quiet discovery.